have to deal with, people. Like, just, I'm over here focused on the show, and, you know, just, I don't know what exactly she's doing.
Listen, somebody has to look good around here, okay?
I'm not gonna lie to y'all. It makes a lot of things make sense. It unlocks a lot for me. Sleeping with Emmanuel Acho, I've heard that before, multiple times. Recent as a week or two ago.
And just keeping it all the way real, Charlie Dixon wanted her to be involved with my show. And so we brought her in for a test.
And I got to take a moment to shout out my co-host, Joy Taylor. Do you all realize how hard it is to get into the position that she is in? So often there's misogyny and sexism running rampant in sports, and we don't even care what women have to say in sports.
The allegations that Joy Taylor, another woman, you know, who's in this industry, who's recognized as being very attractive, but also very capable, very professional. What are your thoughts with the allegations that she told Miss Faraji, get over it?
Ooh, look what that money maker do.
Welcome back. What's good? This is the Furious Robinson podcast. I'm your host, Furious, your curator of conversation, wordsmith aficionado, voted most likely to have an amazing first date, back dabbling in the dark arts. And if you're here, tap in early, hit the like button, drop a comment, and subscribe. Shout out to you. I see the comments. I see the love. I see the hate. I'm not deleting no comments. Drop anything that's on your heart. If it's on your heart and you want to put it in the comments, let's go to work. But anyways, Skip Bayless, what is going on, brother? You're in a lawsuit, and somehow, some way, Emmanuel Acho, Joy Taylor got smeared in it. Now, I'm not going to go too deep on Skip Bayless because I think there's a lot of meat on that bone, and we may have to touch that later. But Joy Taylor, this is what I don't like to see in my corporate spaces. This is what I don't like to see on the job. Because one, I don't want to really look at the women at the job who are very voluptuous, nice, pretty to look at, sexy feet, all the nice, cute things that you see in the office that you have to be very safe with, very political with, and very calm around. I don't like to see them leveraging their bodies, leveraging the neck dinner to get ahead. Like, I don't want to see a deep throat demon in the office. Like, that's not what I think about when I come to work. And Joy Taylor is essentially on that type of time. It's sad because she's running around the office sleeping with VPs and counterparts, all while preaching about women's empowerment and how she has to work 2 times harder and she has to wake up 3 hours earlier. She can't say no. Huh?
You have to constantly reaffirm that you are good enough, that you belong there, and then always prove it. So I would just always say you gotta do twice the work to get half the opportunity. But that, to me, the mentality I've always had on it is that's just gonna make me better. So that's why I'm excellent.
A liar! 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 You're a liar! You're a liar!
You gotta stop this. Yo, if you're a bop and you're giving out neck dinners, say that. Let the women know. If you treating the office like only friends, let the women know. You can't be out here busting it wide open and thinking like that's not okay, because there's good people out here, men and women, who are actually trying to upskill, trying to really build and get, you know, the credentials they need to move up in their career. And then you got women like Joy Taylor just giving out neck dinners for nothing. Emmanuel Acho getting so many neck dinners. She ended up on Speak for Yourself. And he's out here giving out promotional videos, bigging her up.
Come on, man.
What I'm seeing now is a very large attack on Joy Taylor, and it's warranted. I can't hold you. Like, stuff like this is not cool. But they're actually not even speaking on the VP as much. And he was a diabolical freaky frog in real time. This brother should not be roaming any offices ever, because the way he was moving around the office, and I guess Joy Taylor was leveraging the rack and her peanut butter skin.
I know what I'm capable of. And that big rack of hers that she showed off constantly, it's just, and that peanut butter skin with that big rack.
Yeah, like, I've got time for girls like her. Do you know what I mean? Because she's ambitious, she's got talent, and she's got a good head on her. Great head.
So you're attracted to intelligence?
Yeah, man, I think Rachel's beautiful. because he's got good brains.
But it's like, yo, you have to look at some of these scenarios and say, okay, I can't let you get that off. Like, I can't let you speak to being the ultimate feminist in a sense where you're like, yeah, as a woman, you really gotta stay strong and stay true to you. You gotta be on your healing journey, but at the same time, be tough, be stoic. Nah, you just a deep throat demon. You a scallywag in sheep's clothing.
It's like we got all. I mean, two titties, excuse me.
Like Joy Taylor, allegedly, because I don't know if any of this is true, and I don't want to vindicate anybody in these scenarios, but if you just remove all the celebrity names, because that's why the story is popping anyway. That's why it's fodder and dialogue, because you have so many people in the space who essentially live these very crazy ass lives behind the curtain, behind the veil. And then when it comes to light via these lawsuits, now you have everybody unpacking it. The thing about this is, and what I would encourage all young creators to do in all new channels, is to really speak on it and give quality takes. Because Stephen A. Smith, I ain't gonna hold you, he put on the kid gloves for Skip Bayless. And I get it. You've known this man 20 plus years. He helped you get into the business and really kind of gave you that, you know, fold on first take. We get it. We understand. So you're not going to go crazy on Skip. But some of this you got to call out in real time. We need real voices. It's not the time to get political.
Now, I don't know what happened. I don't work at Fox. I worked at Fox from 2001 to 2003. I haven't been there. I haven't been in that building in over 20 years. I don't know any details or anything like that. I don't know what happened. I can't imagine it. Especially when they brought up the $1.5 million. The Skip Bayless I know has a hard time giving away $15. He's one of the cheapest people I know. That's just me.
Because when I see good people like Marcellus Wiley essentially get backdoored for a job, I think this is essentially sick.
I'm being loose with this because as you look back on it, you start to realize the first thing they said to me is, we're not doing that show again and we're not doing it with you. So now we want to do something with you. What can that be? But that right there in itself became a tornado of nothing. Like we just went around in a bunch of circles to the point where I said, you know what, it's time for me to bet on myself because it feels like I'm getting a runaround here.
Exactly. Like they were giving this good dude, they're giving a quality analyst the runaround. They know they can get Joy Taylor, one, on the low because they're always looking at financial budgets, but two, she's topping off the entire office. She's the pass around for the entire office. Because if Charlie Dixon if this gremlin, if this Goomba for Mario is hitting, if this Goonie is tagging Joy Taylor, I'm gonna just let you know now, brothers, you don't need work on yourself. Light days in the gym, a lot of money, and a good title, and that'll get it done. You can get you a Joy Taylor in real time. Allegedly, because I don't know if any of this is true, but to me, it looks nuts. You go through the lawsuit itself, it goes through different parts. So essentially, Joy Taylor, Emmanuel Acho, and Charlie Dixon, or essentially this was all plotted by Joy Taylor because she's the conduit in all of this whole scenario. She knows the hairstylist. The hairstylist was confiding in her about Skip. She's dating Emmanuel Acho to get on the show, and she's also giving out neck dinners to the VP. She's giving out neck dinners to Emmanuel Acho, but I think it's a very different tier of neck dinner. Like, if you meet a dude and he driving Uber, but he look good, you probably ain't really giving him your best, ladies. I ain't know. I don't, maybe that's just my opinion. But then you meet the VP of Chevron or the VP of Lululemon, I think you're going to go a little bit harder. I'm just saying the neck dinner going to hit a little different. So Joy Taylor was in this weird love triangle at the Fox offices. She's curating this entire thing. She has a whole plot and scheme. One of her plots and schemes were to, once she got kind of called out in real time, or they realized she was essentially useless, the neck dinners were getting old, and they maybe found a new joint, she said she was just gonna Me Too the VP.
Lord Jesus. Nasty bitch.
The VP of content, Charlie Dixon, was just going to get Me Too'd. So this lawsuit would have came out regardless, not against Skip, but against the VP at Fox. And you know, they're not even really trying to have, these people got families, they got wives and kids, they got whole families, but behind closed doors, they're tagging every single shorty in their office. Because if you don't know how it works, there's something called a business trip. And when you go on a business trip, you're around the Joy Taylors of the world. You're around the Taylor Rooks of the world, the Carrie Champions, all the women that work in these, you know, back offices, Jamel Hill, all of them, they're all traveling with you. And, you know, shout out to those women. But looking at Joy Taylor, when she's going on these business trips, she's throwing it back.
You want to fuck every nigga in this hallway.
Welcome to another episode of Uncomfortable Conversations with a Black Man.
She's a little bit loose. She's taking shots. She's having fun. She's flirting. The rack is out. The peanut butter skin is golden.
I know what I'm capable of. And that big rack of hers that she showed off constantly, it's just, and that peanut butter skin with that big rack.
Something isn't right here. And the biggest one to me, and really what I made this entire video for, is corporate America is sick. The degeneracy happening now, I hate to say it, the patriarchy that is poisoning corporate offices is sick. Because Joy Taylor understands she can leverage her body to even get this done. There's so many horny dudes, there's so many weirdos and sickos in the offices now that if you're a baddie, you can move up in so rapido speed. You're moving up so fast because none of these dudes got women when they were young. Maybe in high school, they didn't play any sports. In college, they were always just an introvert. They've made it to be VP of content at Fox. And they meet Joy Taylor, a nice young tenderoni, 25 years old, peanut butter skin, rack, big rack, hefty rack. Bruh. And I'm looking like, yo, bruh, calm down your freakiness of frogs in the office. But no, they don't. They can't handle it. They have that male ego in the corporate offices. So you think you about to get a job strictly because you got your certs, you upskilled, you networked, you went to the conferences. No, they're giving the job to Joy Taylor because she's a deep throat demon.
What more do you want from me? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
What are you going to do about it? You gonna quit? Nah, you still gotta pay your bills. Corporate America to me is sick. Joy Taylor, understanding this, is sick as well. Charlie Dixon, the sickest of them all because he's in the power position and it always starts from the top. You can't change anything from the bottom. Joy Taylor is just coming into a structure that was already toxic. I can't put too much dirt on her name because this is already a system that was laid out for her. It's perfect. All I have to do is fuck you, and I'm good. Allegedly? What type of degenerate society are we pushing? Because this story, sadly enough, is not really, this is nothing. This is a walk in the park to a Twitter and to an algorithm. This is a light day. Nobody cares. Joy Taylor will still have her job. Skip Bayless will settle. Emmanuel Acho will go on having pandering conversations with white people. Who else is involved in this? Charlie Dixon, if he gets fired at Fox, he'll just move over to ESPN or another large network. So when I look at it, it's all sick to me. It's very diabolical in so many different ways. What more can I say on this topic? I gracefully digress. Go into these offices if you have to work these 9 to 5s and focus on self. Build and elevate. Don't trust these folks because it's very much snakes in tall grasses. It's a weird situation when you step into these corporate offices knowing there's a bunch of weirdos at the top trying to knock down young women at the bottom, and they're understanding it. They're learning the game. Now, all of these women are not opting in to getting smashed on the low by their bosses. I'm not saying that. I'm not going to generalize all women, but the Joy Taylors of the world that understand this is a finesse and this is a play, they're going to continue to use the finesse and use the play. Let me know what you think in the comments. Is Joy Taylor a bop and a scallywag in real time? Or would you do this as well? If you got to do what you got to do in these offices to make bread and move up, you got to do what you got to do. Let me know in the comments. This is the Furious Robinson podcast. Tap in, hit the like button, drop a comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend that we up.